right, Frank, how do we know that the New Testament is reliable?
There's a number of good lines of evidence that show that it is reliable. They all begin with the letter E, so it'll help you remember them. The first is we have early testimony. Most, if not all, the New Testament documents are written prior to 70 AD. In fact, some of the data that is in the New Testament goes all the way back to the event itself. What I mean by the event, the resurrection. For example, even atheist scholars believe that the creed in 1 Corinthians 15 verses 3 to 8, which talks about the resurrection and who Jesus appeared to, is pre-40 AD. It goes all the way back to the event itself. So we have very early testimony. The second E is we have eyewitness testimony. Yes, they claim to be eyewitnesses, but they also proved it. Because just in, say, the book of Acts from chapter 13 to chapter 28, there's 84 details that have been confirmed to be either eyewitness testimony or probable eyewitness testimony. These details only an eyewitness would know. There's 59 of these details just in the Gospel of John alone. In fact, we list them all in our book. I don't have enough faith to be an atheist. So if you get the book, go to chapter 10, you can see all these details that have been confirmed by secular sources, archaeology, or other means. The third E, after early and eyewitness, is we have embarrassing testimony. They're not going to make up embarrassing details about themselves. For example, the disciples all run away at their crucifixion. And the first ones to discover the tomb are the women. Now, who wrote this thing down? Men. What man is going to say that he was hiding for fear of the Jews while the women went down and discovered the empty tomb? It's too embarrassing, and there's a number of embarrassing details in there that they would not have invented. Embarrassing details point to an authentic account. The fourth E, after early, eyewitness, and embarrassing, is excruciating, which literally means out of the cross, out of the crucifixion. These men, who were in a position to know whether Jesus had risen from the dead or not, died excruciating deaths when they could have saved themselves by saying, look, he didn't rise from the dead, we just made it up, it's a big hoax. No, they went to their deaths saying it was true. Many people will die for a lie they think is the truth. Nobody will die for a lie they know is a lie. And they knew, because they verified with their own senses, that Jesus had risen from the dead. They knew it was true. The fifth E is the fact that we have expected testimony. There's Old Testament prophecy which points to the fact that there should be a Messiah coming in the first century. And if I only had one Old Testament prophecy to go on, it would be Isaiah chapter 53. We know Isaiah, the entire book of Isaiah, is pre-Christ because it was one of the greatest of the Dead Sea Scrolls, a 24-foot long scroll of the entire book of Isaiah. Just go read Isaiah chapter 53 and ask yourself, who is this about? Written 700 years prior to Jesus. There's other Old Testament prophecies as well. The 60 is the fact that we have extra biblical testimony. There's 10 ancient non-Christian sources within 150 years of Jesus' life. And when you look at their brief references to Jesus and the disciples early on in Christianity, from people like Josephus, Suetonius, Thales, Phlegon, you get a story congruent with the New Testament. You piece together everything they say, and the story is basically what the New Testament says. So with early, eyewitness, embarrassing, excruciating, expected, and extra biblical testimony, it takes more faith not to believe that the New Testament documents are telling the truth.